Chapter 25. Eva's POV. "Come on, Eva. We have to get you ready." Chloe's voice boomed from behind the bathroom door. "I'm coming." I turned off the shower and stepped out. I wore a bathrobe that Claire got me and used a towel to dry my hair a bit. Today I was going on a date with Logan. I was so excited about it, and so was he. I didn't see him all day, but he promised to come pick me up at 5. I opened the bathroom door to be met with the 3 ladies I call my friends now. I was no longer the broken, weak girl that was afraid of everyone and everything. I was trying my best to be normal and live a happy life. The people here love me, and I have no doubt that they would never hurt me. Chloe, Claire, and Alexis were standing in front of the bathroom door, each holding something in their hand. Chloe held the makeup set, Claire held the hairdryer and curler, while Alexis held a red, folded piece of fabric in her hand, which I assume would be the outfit I'm wearing. They were all as excited as I was when they heard Logan gush about it. When I asked him if we can go on a date, he ran downstairs to make preparations, but not before announcing it to everyone that we were going on a date. Chloe sat me on a chair in front of the vanity Logan placed in the room for me and started working on my makeup. "Don't put too much, Chloe, please," I begged for the umpteenth time. "Shh, I'll make you look perfect, don't worry," she scolded. Claire was done drying my hair and was now curling the ends to perfection as Alexis helped her. "You'll look so pretty. Logan's feet will buckle from underneath him," Alexis gushed excitedly, causing us all to giggle, me the most. After about an hour and a half later, they were all done. "Now, with your outfit," Claire said as she reached for the red fabric on the bed. The dress fit me perfectly. It was all red except for the black sleeves that had golden lace endings. It reached mid-thigh and had a black tie in the middle matching the sleeves. I wore black stockings under it and put on knee-length black boots to match. I stood in front of the mirror and couldn't believe my eyes. After all these years and after my confidence and hope in life had vanished, I found happiness. I was beautiful, and I loved the new me. But what I loved more were the people around me, the people that made me like this, the people that saved me and brought my life back to me. The makeup that Chloe put on me matched perfectly with my dress. There was light, smoky eyeshadow above my eyelids, kohl outlining my eyes perfectly, and slightly longer lashes. My cheeks were tinted a light pink, and my lips were colored red. "And now, to complete the look," Chloe said as she came from behind me. She brought her arms in front of me, a shiny, silvery accessory falling in front of me. She brought her hands back as each held an end of the necklace and locked it from behind. I touched the beatific necklace with my hands, afraid that I might break it. My heart fluttered at the gesture, and I was happy beyond belief. Claire was the mother that I never had, the mother that loved and cared for me unconditionally. She stood in front of me with a smile spread across her face. "Still not done," she murmured as she reached for my ears. She hooked feather earrings to both sides. They were a mixture of white, red, and black feathers. They matched perfectly with the dress. However, I had to tuck my hair behind my ears for them to show. I smiled wildly as I looked at myself in the mirror once more. Thank you so much," I told the girls as I hugged each one of them tightly. "No need to thank us, Evie. That's what friends are for," Chloe winked at me with a smile. I grinned at the nickname she gave me. "Yeah, come on. Go and have fun," Alexis said as they all ushered me to the door. I looked at the wall clock and my eyes widened when I saw that it was 5:40. I was 40 minutes late. Logan would be so mad. I descended the stairs as fast as possible, not realizing that someone was standing at the very end until I was caught by someone's arms. "Whoa there," the familiar voice said. The tingles and warmth that erupted from where that person's hands and the shiver that ran down my spine from his voice confirmed that it was Logan. "I'm sorry I'm so late. I didn't notice the time. I'm sorry," I apologized as I raised my eyes to look at him. He smiled wildly at me, showing his pearly teeth. "No need to apologize, baby girl. You can take all the time that you need." His smile was contagious as I soon found myself smiling right with him. I looked at the well-dressed man in front of me with pride. He was wearing black dress pants and a white button-down shirt. 3 top buttons were undone, and his sleeves were folded to his elbows. He was wearing a black vest on top of it, making him look even more of the gentleman he is. A very expensive-looking watch decorated his left hand, and black dress shoes covered his feet. "Come on, let's go," he said, ushering me to the front door. I nodded and followed his lead. "Have fun, guys!" Chloe yelled after us. "Try not to make babies in public," one of the twins, Blake, said, earning him a smack on the head by Jack. I blushed furiously at his comment. Logan and I haven't even kissed, and that guy's thinking babies? Logan led me to a black, sleek car that was waiting outside. I didn't know the model or anything about it, but I know that it looked expensive and very beautiful. There was someone wearing a driver's uniform waiting by the car. He opened the door for us when we reached him. Logan signaled for me to enter first. He then proceeded to sit next to me. The driver closed the door and jogged to the driver's seat. Logan's hand never left mine ever since we left the house. He was rubbing his thumb absent-mindedly against my hand as we sat in comfortable silence during the car ride. "Are we going to an ice rink?" I asked, knowingly. Logan glared playfully at me. "I'm not going to tell you." I chuckled slightly at his childish reaction, which made him grin at me. After about 30 minutes, we reached our destination, and guess what? An ice rink. I fake gasped as I stepped out of the car. "Oh my God, Logan, how did you know that I've always wanted to go ice skating?" I asked teasingly. "Ha ha, very funny, Eva," he said with sarcasm as he held my hand and led us inside. The rink was huge, to say the least. It was the biggest I've ever seen and was brightly lit. But what confused me was that it was empty. Not a single soul present. "Where is everyone?" I asked in confusion. "I've rented this place for the whole day," Logan answered me with a shrug. My eyes widened in astonishment. "Why would you do that?" I asked. "I wanted to have some alone time with my mate, with no one to pump into us and no one to annoy us. Is that too much to ask for?" he replied with a pout. I narrowed my eyes at him. "Grown men don't pout." A smile spread across his face. "For you, baby, I'd do anything," he replied with a wink. I turned my gaze as a blush made itself visible on my cheek, and that's when I noticed the red curtain that was covering part of the ice rink. It extended from the ceiling to the floor. "Logan, what's that?" I asked him. A small smile tugged on his lips. "You'll see. Come on, let's go skating." He grabbed my hand and led us to a bench next to the rink. There were 2 pairs of skates waiting for us under it. Logan bent down on both knees and proceeded to unzip my boots. I placed my hands on his shoulders. "I can do it, Logan," I told him shyly. Never did a guy help me take my shoes off. Never! Logan flashed me his breathtaking smile as his eyes locked with mine. "I know, but I want to do it." My face turned beet red, and I didn't know how to reply to him. He unzipped my boots fully and took them off, showing my stocking-covered feet. He then got the smaller-looking pair of skates and put each one on gently. He then fastened them to my size. After he was done, he raised his gaze to mine again and smiled wildly at me, before holding both my hands and placing sweet, soft kisses on my knuckles. My face became even redder, if that was possible, and I couldn't contain the eels that were playing tag in my whole body, their electricity zapping each cell. Logan sat next to me and started putting his own skates on. "Ready?" he asked as we stood up and reached for my hand. I placed mine in his and nodded. He led us inside the rink, keeping a tight hold on me. I've never been to an ice rink before, so me knowing how to skate was a no-no. However, I've heard people talking about it, and I was dying to try it one day. As soon as I placed my feet on the ice, I felt like the ground had vanished from underneath me. I was about to fall face flat when a pair of strong arms steadied me. "Careful there, baby." I looked up at Logan and grinned sheepishly at him. "Come on," he whispered in my ear, as he grabbed both my hands in his and slowly started skating backwards with me facing him. "Wow, you're really good at this," I told him, amused. "Well, I've been practicing," he shrugged. "Practicing?" I asked, confused. Logan rubbed the back of his head, and I swear I could see the blush tinting his cheeks as he looked down. "Well, one of us had to balance and help the other, right?" It was more of a statement than a question. How the hell am I supposed to reply to that? He's done so much for me already that I don't know if I'll have enough time to repay him. "You're amazing, Logan," I told him truthfully. He raised his head to look at me, a smile adorning his face. "And you're the most beautiful, most amazing thing that's ever happened to me." We were still skating hand in hand, Logan backwards and me facing him, when Logan asked, "Want to complete that 20 questions game?" I nodded my head. "How many questions are left anyway?" I asked him. "I don't know," he shrugged his shoulders. "But as far as I'm concerned, you can ask me as many questions as you want." "Okay, you start," I said. Okay. What's your favorite animal?" he asked wryly. I raised an eyebrow at that. "Foxes, of course." "What?" he asked, bewildered. "You thought I'd say wolves?" I asked slyly. He narrowed his eyes at me. "What's yours?" I asked. Logan grinned at me. "Foxes, of course. Gumhihos, if we're being specific," he replied confidently. "Okay, that's it. You win. How can I ever compete or reply to that?" Logan chuckled at my reaction and pulled me closer. "You don't have to compete or reply to anything, Eva. Just let me pamper you and love you like you should be," he murmured in my ear, causing me to turn tomato red. My eyes glanced in the curtain's direction, and I pulled slightly away from Logan's shoulder. "Aren't you going to tell me what's behind the curtain?" I asked. I heard Logan sigh. "You really want to know, huh?" he asked, to which I just nodded. "Very well, then," he said, as he picked me up so my skates weren't touching the ice anymore. I gasped slightly at his sudden action. He started skating to the back of the ice rink. He put me down and made me lean on the fence around it. He took a couple of steps back and snapped his fingers in the air. The bright white light was replaced by several colorful spotlights. Dancers started appearing from behind the curtain, and music started playing around us. The dancers were dancing all around the rink, and one of them handed Logan a microphone. My eyes never left him as his lips moved and started singing in the most captivating way possible. The dancers all around moved with the beat, and Logan never missed a note. I didn't know what the song is, and I've never heard it before, but it was a love song. I can assure you that. I couldn't catch on to all the words he said, as I was captivated in a trance that Logan himself put me in. "You're everything that I've ever wanted. All the things that I need. Your eyes entrance me in a way that no one was ever able to do. I've lived my life as an empty shell, but then came bearing the cure. I thought I was tough, and no one can compete. But when you came, baby, you brought me to my knees. I'll just hold your hand so tight, I promise I'd never let go. Take me with you where I can, show you how much I love you. Yes, baby, take me with you to where I can, show you just how much I love you. The music stopped. Logan's singing stopped. The dancers stopped. The lights were brought back to normal, but my beating heart didn't seem to be slowing down any time soon. Logan gave away the mic to one of the dancers as they left the rink. He then started making his way slowly towards me, a huge grin plastered on his face. His hands reached for my cheeks, and I felt his thumbs wiping away the tears that I didn't know were flowing from my eyes. These tears, however, were still not able to explain the feelings I had inside, the feelings I had for Logan. Baby, why are you crying? Logan asked softly. I wanted to yell and scream and tell the whole world just how happy I am. I wanted to tell everyone just how deeply I've fallen in love with Logan. But instead, I apologized. I apologized for not letting him know, for not loving him like he deserves. I'm so sorry, I'm late. What? I didn't give Logan a chance to decipher or ask what I just said as I connected my lips to his. Logan was shocked from my sudden action, but he soon recovered and started moving his lips in sync with mine. The kiss was sweet and gentle, and I could feel the sparks erupting through my whole body. Logan's hands tightened around my waist, bringing me closer, and my own hands found their way to his soft hair that I came to love so much. I could feel Logan holding himself back, thinking that he might freak me out, but he didn't understand that I'm not afraid anymore, that I know and I'm certain that in his arms I'd be safe, I'd be loved, and that in his arms is where I belong. So I decided to let him know as I initiated him to deepen the kiss further by tugging at his bottom lip. He grazed his tongue gently on my lip, asking for entrance, to which I granted. Our tongues fought for dominance, but eventually I let him win and lead the way, and after what felt like beautiful, sweet hours, was actually only a couple of minutes, we pulled away for air. Logan rested his forehead on mine, his beautiful orbs holding mine in a sweet fantasy that I didn't want to leave. We were both breathing heavily, and my heart was beating so fast I felt like it would escape my ribcage any minute. I love you, Eva. I've never loved anyone the same way I love you, Logan said, when he controlled his ragged breathing. His eyes were filled with happiness I've never seen before. They also held promises that it would all be worth it, promises that he will make everything worth it. My already flushed face turned even redder. I love you too, Logan. I love you more than... Well, I've never loved anyone before, so you're the first person I love. Logan chuckled, filling my ears with his sweet melody he calls a voice. He pecked my lips softly. I was never happy like I am right now.